share that link. You so choose to grab it. Trippy Sunless. Oh, my glasses are right here. Suzuki. Oh my gosh. You write Suzuki. Oh, bitch. You write Suzuki. David Suzuki. Do you know of David Suzuki? Gotta dry, but I couldn't let the notification go by. Love you, D-Case. Love you too, dude. D-Case, just if you're still here. David Suzuki. Do you know of him? He's Canadian based, but I don't know how external he ever got. That's what comes up when I see the word Suzuki. And it's funny because it's a sync, because I was thinking of him last night specifically, which is, you know, random. That way, hey G and D, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, hey that way, how are ya today? Oh man, I pulled the wasp card like right on the bat. It's 12/17 on the 17th. Sometimes life stings. Arr. 6 and 4 is 10. You're not so crazy about the wasp card, but hey, mwah, love you. Has not come out today. That being said, there's an abundance of wasps in our like community right now. It's crazy. Like, I just be careful to open my mouth when I'm outside right now. No joke. Seriously. We went in to grab a coffee earlier because the line in the takeout was long. And I don't mind when the line is long because that's when I hear the sync songs in the car. But Lily was like, oh, let's go in. So I was like, okay, let's please the kid. Let's go in. And when I walked out, I was glad I had my mouth shut because there was a wasp coming right towards me. I feel they're very kissy oriented, right? Trying to get to the mouth.
Ha! Big chunk pepper.
Right on. So maybe I'm like, oh, you know, woe is me, I pulled the wasp card, but it's just like that warning of they's just all over the place right now. Like, just, it's crazy. And in the best way, they're needed, right? But at the same time, I'm weary of those little fuckers because they're fast. They're faster than me. I'm going to read it out loud because I haven't read it in a long time. I tend to pull the wasp card, and it actually fell out. And I can't help it. It's the only card in all of my freaking decks. I have about 8 to 10 decks maybe, and it's the only card that gets my freaking radar right up. Why? Because I've experienced where I pull the wasp card and then something in my reality comes and bites me in the ass. So we'll see if that's what's meant to be. Well, then I'm, you know, guard up and ready to not react. All right? 6 and 4, wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. Hi, Alex. Hey, beautiful people. Hey, Genevieve and Lily Rose. Lily Rose. Lily Rose has headphones on and she's eating, so, you know.
What?
What? Alex says hi, dude.
Hi.
Not all that spirit creates in nature is easy to love, but when we look through the eyes of wasp spirit, we recognize that even though sometimes life stings, there's a purpose for pain, just there's a purpose for wasps in the natural world. Wasps keep intellect. What the heck's an intellect? Intellect. No. Wasps keep insect populations down, supporting the growth of plants. So too, the sting of life might hurt, and you might feel deeply disappointed or even resentful. Yup, sorry baby, little bit. That wasp spirit has shown up. But you will soon come to see that spirit has something wonderful in store for you. Okay, let's bring it on then. You may well come to realize that being stung led to something far better than you had envisioned for yourself. I envision pretty darn good things these days, so may they come into fruition or they flip into whatever they're meant to flip into. Perhaps behind the scenes, Wasp Spirit was conspiring with Spirit to ensure that you would grow something of value to you. Spirit has a plan, and Wasp Spirit plays a part. Have you ever looked back and been glad your prayers weren't answered because the path you took led you to something far better? Yes, all the time. Wasp Spirit is a reminder to reflect on those times, for today's sting might hurt, but something better is coming. Hurry up. Oh man, you're gonna bitch at the cards today. Hurry up, buttercup. Hey, Michigander. Good afternoon. Belly is full and let's get down. Ooh, right on. What's your temperature like today? 12:22 on the 17th. Michigander, we're getting like warmer weather right now. It's kind of humidity-ish in the air. It's not like, super humid, but it was so chilly. 80 plus for you too? Right on. Alex, where are you going, Genevieve? Are you going to the theater? I'm not allowed at the theater. Me not have a vaccine passport. They won't let me in there. You pulled out your celebrity dress? Oh, dude, I just pulled out like my old white shirt. I actually stole this. Well, I didn't steal it. I kept it as a memento, right? That's different. Technically, I stole it from the high school my daughter went to, but if I twist it around, the high school was closing anyways. And I grabbed it and kept it as a memento. So this one time in Amy's last year of high school, their last dance recital that they did at school, they used like just the plain white shirts on top of whatever black leggings and whatever they had. And Amy somehow had ended up with a few in her dance bag. And so I was just like, whoop, I'm just going to grab one for myself and keep it forever and ever. Yeah, I can't go to the theater or go into a restaurant. If I wanted to, I couldn't even go to a gym. Aw. And I just saw yesterday that our third province, officially British Columbia, is also bringing in the passport. So I'm going to twist that around to a good thing. Not going to react, not pissing me off, not making me angry. And the more that the passports come in, the better that it's going to be, right? You want to push people to the limit? Well, then push them to the limit, border by border. That being said, may we get some stuff on the go before our borders are actually closed down again, because, I mean, people want to take this collective shit show to the max. So let's get together before. Before. I'm going to leave it at that. Michigander, don't take it. No way, Jose. No way. Me not take that stuff. Me not take that stuff. No worries. I'll be one of the people they're going to be rounding up to bring to a fucking concentration camp if it gets to that, right? Because who knows what the collective's going to choose. And I'm saying that as a joke, but hey, I might as well be ready for everything because I never expected any of this. I believe in humanity much more than it believes in itself, so I never thought that we would drag it on, that we'd be dragging on this long when people just need it to get more ridiculous before they make different choices. That being said, I have not gone to corroborate. Is that the right word? Stop corroborate. I didn't go get validation, but I did hear like on a snippet yesterday on the radio that Quebec is having a mega I was listening to it in French, so I'm trying to translate. Pénurie. They're already having a lack of employees. The employees are either being fired or quitting their jobs. So in Quebec, officially in the most populated places, there's already 2 emergency rooms closed down because there's a lack of staff. So that's a positive thing, right? Let's go. Kudos to the restaurant owners and the restaurant staff that are supposed to accept the passports and let them start to refuse to go to work and to open their own restaurants. And the more that things shut down, the more that, there will be a full circle. But Yes, Michigander, it is crazy times, and it's by design to buckle everything. And when you look at it from the bird's eye view perspective and you don't let your ego in it, it's a beautiful plan. Right, Michigander? We could be in an apocalyptic, like, just dead people, like fucking a bunch of stuff going on. But instead, we chose this kind of ridiculousness to amplify week after week, month after month. You know what I mean? And there's a beauty to that. Because it is so ridiculous, it's not, people need to be slapped in the face with it, but I mean, it's going to get to that point, right? Exactly, Alex. Some places that is what's going to happen, Alex. You say we're starting to talk about the green passports, but by the time the Romanian politicians actually decide what to do, the dis-ease, right, will be over. Exactly. So some communities, provinces, states, and certain places are going to bring it into fruition in order to, like, pivot just, the cycle, as others won't even have time to on a certain level, because those that did is going to make an evolution of it all. Right? At some point, the ridiculousness of the fear of all this is going to sink into people. Because guess what? If people have been working in hospitals for years and generations, putting their hands on people that their blood could actually make them sick, like this, and not reversible, then how could a virus need all of this stuff, right? It makes no sense. And the less that it makes sense, the more ridiculous it gets, the more accelerated it'll get, and the faster it'll be. That being said, I'm really anchoring in that I just want to believe in humanity, because the more that I can put a positive energy frequency towards the people who need to make their choices, have empathy and compassion. I'm one of those people that exited the matrix society systems years ago, but not gonna lie, it hurts. It fucking hurts to be ahead of my time. Why? Because I exited thinking if I go and I fucking am visible for years at a time, I'll be able to manifest to have a community, to have, exactly what we keep talking about, but we haven't made it yet. So it's really easy to look at people and say, like, oh, they're not doing what they need to do, and they're not saying no. But in those of us that have said yes long ago, we're still waiting for the ones we are waiting for, in order to not be alone, all isolated in different parts of the world. So kudos to those who, are able to keep some sort of semblance of a life for us to be able to do certain things. Because if everybody quit and did everything at the same time, we'd have another issue on our hands. So 1 at a time, 10 at a time, people make their choices. That way, people have forgotten they have the right to say no. In a way, but people are afraid, right, of things. And until the people who are not afraid embody that we are not afraid, then looking at us and the lives that we're living, that we're not saying yes to everything, and that's part of the cycle, right? So at some point, it's hard to be the first ones to say no that way, because guess what? As much as everybody wants people to say no, nobody's fucking holding the hand or taking care or uniting with those that say no. So when you got one single mommy who actually has a job that's making just enough money to get by with her children, and then she's put against the wall of, quitting that job or having to be vaccinated, guess what? Who's going to fucking take care of her when there are no communities to go to? There is nobody fucking taking care of us when we make another choice. It's so easy to judge and say that people have forgotten the right to say no, because in a way they have. But when they say no, they're left hanging alone, guys. Right? So, fuck. If nobody's manifesting to have places for people to gather, to be safer in numbers, why the hell would people say no on some level? They're just left alone after you've done that, right? And I'm talking from my perspective. And my perspective is somebody, I've shown up for fucking years saying, let's do this. How are we going to gather? How are we going to make a community? But we're still talking about it 2 years later. You know what I mean? How can I have invested and been so dedicated for so long, and I ain't got my fucking sidekicks, and there's nothing for me and Lily Rose except for, doesn't make sense, guys. Hey, Kiki. I love that you've evolved and changed your channel name to just the Kiki. I really do.
What was it before?
Phi harmonics, and then light wave harmonics, and now Kiki. Unless you've had other changes in there, sweetie. I can't remember, but I love it.
Oh.
I love it. It's just like... Hey, Brightest Dawn and Trippy Sunless. You double? Are you double? Double trouble this morning?
Double trouble.
Double trouble. Brightest Dawn and Trippy Sunless. Dude, I played your song 12:33 Eastern Time at the beginning of the stream. The link that I shared at the beginning is one of your songs, dude. And I say songs, one of your beats. You know what I'm saying. That's what I started off the live stream with today. Amy, welcome, sweetie. We are spiritually connected. Amy McFarland. I blued you if you have anything you want to add to the stream, and just so that you understand that you belong right away, baby girl. How are you? That was a cool reading last night for you, Amy. I'm telling you guys, I've never linked to pull cards the way that I did last night with Dean and Allie. And that was some big time energy, guys. Like, for real. And my best Scorpio, I'm not caught up with the chat, but I see you're there. You blew my mind. When you wrote down in the chat last night, I sleep in recovery position, I was like, duh. Why have I never realized and called it that myself? Because I sleep on my side exactly in recovery position. Like, seriously, it's so exact that it freaked me out to see it written down, because I never thought about it that it was that. And when Trace B wrote, I sleep on my back with one arm up, I was like, whoa, that's like, whoa, carefree, you know what I mean? Like, I can't sleep on my back very well. You know what I mean? I've had 3 C-sections, and that's pretty much the only time I have had to sleep on my back. Or when I was so uberly, like, a house about to give birth, sleeping, was whichever position I could. But yeah, when you wrote down recovery position, that blew my mind, because I never associated it with that, but it's so that. Michigander, where there's a will, there's a way. Well, that way is here, but where's Will? Who's Will? Is there a William? Wilhelmina? Is there a William here? Hi, Michelle, Cannon Free. How are you, sweetie? 12:35 Eastern Time. You're an early bird today. Did you sleep? I don't know if I freaking cursed myself yesterday by saying, oh, I'm having the best sleeps ever. I didn't sleep 3/4 of the freaking morning. I woke up at 12:52, and I fell back to sleep. It was around almost the butt crack of dawn, 6:30 a.m. And the only reason it wasn't dawn is because, we're stepping into fall, and, everything's changing as above, so below. But, yeah, I was up boom. SMS had a live stream, and I dipped into it, and I was so happy because I wasn't the only one awake. But then I started trying to look and be in the chat, And my ears and my eyes, I couldn't freaking handle it. So I stayed just a little bit to say hello, and then I left. I went to lie down thinking, oh, I know that my bros, everybody's like hanging out. That's going to help me fall back to sleep. But no, the cat decided to get in on the action. He came to me and he wanted to be petted. And then he was scratching at the wall. And then he wanted food. And then he was fucking partying all over the house, jumping around. I was like, what the heck is he jumping for? Mina knows. But he was like just live wire. So yeah, me did not sleep so much, and me has no clue if I dreamed or not. I think I did, but I can't remember. Yeah, Kiki, I'm in the middle of this fiasco too. Yeah. It's no judgment, Kirsten. You do what you feel is best for your life in the moment. And you know what I mean? Seriously, no judgment, and do what you need to do for yourself and your child, and that's that.
My music is way too quiet from my iPad speakers, and it's louder. You can turn it louder up with headphones, so I'm using my headphones.
That way, says there was no one left alone. I know we're all connected this way, that way, right? But you can't bypass that me and Lily live alone, and that there's no fucking backup in our reality. And that's that. You know what I mean? I can say, and I know I'm protected, and I know I'm surrounded, and I know I'm so synced with you guys that off. And I was standing in my kitchen a few minutes ago, maybe 10, well, I've been on for 25 minutes. So 35 minutes ago, I'm standing in my kitchen and a text comes in, and the first person I thought of was Kiki, Kirsten, and boom. We weren't in a flow of texting. We ain't texted since last week, but it was her. So I get what you say, that no one is left alone, because we're so synced that my text tone rang, which is crickets. Excuse me, by the way, my text tone is crickets. My crickets rang. And I felt it was Kirsten. As well, this morning, I was thinking randomly not long ago, like, I was laughing to myself thinking, like, in last night's live stream with Dean and Allie Cat, when we did Saturnian Sun, he had exited the building. He was not present. He wasn't there when we were doing the reading for him. And he stepped back in later and da-da-da, right? But this morning I was thinking like, oh my gosh, he must be rolling his eyes at himself. Like I stepped out of the room for 5 minutes or 20 minutes. And in the moment I stepped out of the room, boom, they did my reading. And then when I went to check my YouTube really quick, because I just kind of check my stuff before I go live, boom, he had just written. I can't believe I wasn't there when you guys read my cards. So we are linked. I don't bypass that or deny it that way, and I say that, but I'm living all my biggest fears fucking alone with nobody, you know what I mean, to like support on some level. And so what the fuck could I be afraid of now, right? What more could I be afraid of when I've already lived it all? My one biggest fear my whole life, that I've quested my whole life to find tribe, is that for these times I would not be alone, and I am. So I manifested my biggest fear to be alone, and I am. You know what I mean? But it's like, when's the ball gonna get rolling? Because really, there's nothing in sight. I'm told through the cards that I got a soul family. I'm told everywhere I got a soul family, but where you be, right? When are you gonna show up in our reality? When you gonna show up in our reality? Michigander, I be ready. I have a safe haven for work and a pro greenhouse. I'm out of here. Work's to be done. Have a good work day, dude. Hey, juice from the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4. You came in. Boom. Sync. Thanks for your vid today. It was nice. I gotta say, I was missing the free flow ramble of Tom. And the walk was amazing. When you were walking towards your heart portal, like where the tree is like this, and then you're walking into a heart portal, I was like, whoa, right? That's so perfect. Amy, I'm riding the light. Boom. Yeah, me too. What a huge energy last night. It was amazing, eh? It's crazy when 2 people and 3 people and what we manifest together. And we had spoken on Monday at the beginning of the week that we were wrapping that stream with vibes of purity and our intentions, and we got exactly what we planned, and that what we knew we wanted. There was zero kind of, you know, anything not positive at all. Like zero. Like right? Zero. Which is normal because Dean doesn't manifest that usually, neither does Allie, and neither do I. But still, you know, it was beautiful. Amy, you can't sleep on your back either? Yeah. I'll lie on my back a little bit sometimes, but it's just creepy. It doesn't feel normal to me to fall asleep. And that being said, I can fall asleep in a ball sitting on a chair better than lying on my back on a comfortable bed. So, Kimba, hi sweetie. You just stopped in to say hello to the beautiful people. Hello back, Kimba. Yes, we are all spiritually connected. And I know myself that because I've put myself out here and I'm like a visual, you know, I stand by looking at the camera and I interact all the time, that I'm synced like everywhere for real. You know what I mean? Like I've woken up in the middle of the night from your guys' nightmares because that's how synced I am to you. For real. So, Michelle, I'm good, sweetie. You? I'm doing good, Michelle. Thanks for asking. I'm doing good. Just verbalizing what's coming through. And, you know, if you look back at any of my stuff in 2019 and 2020, I'm the one that said we wouldn't get to this as a collective, right? So I never envisioned this. I always believed that humanity would choose differently. And so that, you know, that the collective is choosing this journey to last for so long. Like, it blows my mind sometimes. And it's fucking scary, right? I'm not going to pretend that it's not, because then I'd be lying. Everybody thinks I'm so big and so bold and so brave, and it's like, what the fuck? I've been here for years saying I'm the littlest one of all, searching for fucking community. Right? So okay, now I'm looking at myself, looking at the buffering. Am I done buffering? Am I done? Now I'm looking at myself. Is it done buffering? Is it done buffer? Oh my gosh, that's funny. Is it still not buffering anymore? Okay, that's funny. Kimba, now he's still here because I'm enthralled. Ooh, I love that word, enthralled. Roar, that's beautiful word, Kimba. Should I stay or should I go now? If I go, I could miss something. But if I stay, I'm missing my reality. Like, which choice to choose, eh? I was motivated. I had something to do. Then Genevieve went online, and now I'm here. Oh, man. I love you, Kimba. Hi, Allie. Hi, Genevieve. Massive hugs and love to you. You as well. How are you today? How am I today? How are you today, Allie? First of all, I want to say, me so sorry. When Dean said we're done, I was like, okay. And then I pressed exit, right? Right? We're done. I pressed exit. Then I went into I went to pee and did a few things, and then I went into Matrix Man stream. And when Dean came on, he's like, "Where did you go? We wanted to talk at the end." And I was like, "What?" What? I never thought about that. I just, So I missed the after party. I didn't mean to. But I gotta say, Allie, it was my first Trinity, 3 people, doing cards. So I've been on a few panels before where it's just random. I've gathered with Nicholas and Elf herself where we just did random speaking. And, I've never done card pull before with anybody. So this was my first time. When we hit the 2-hour mark, I was vibrating at a point of something that is, beyond words, amazing, pure, beautiful. But especially when we did the witch moon reading, I pulled the fox with the white snowy background. When you pulled the wolf with the older gentleman with the white, white hair, because he was considered an elder, that was like, whoa, right? I've never pulled cards in tandem before, Allie. I've pulled cards here where other people will pull cards as well, and sometimes send it to me in a Skype, so I see the image and I see the comment, but I've never been in the energy at the same time. How our cards flowed together, Allie, blows my mind. Just saying it, I got shivers from head to toe. Like they all full circled into each other somehow. Either it was the same exact things being said, just different imagery, different language, or it was like just it flowed. It flowed so much. So by the time that we did Witch Moon, because of everybody everywhere, Witch Moon is one of my boom go to. The moment I heard her voice, I knew she was soul family type of person. And when Witch Moon writes out in the comments, "I'm puking glitter and I got shivers," she's not just saying that. It's real. Like her body is being affected as above, so below, and so is mine. And one of the things at the end, for the last half hour, that I'm going to use the word, I found it hard. You remember at the end how people were reminding that they hadn't had their turn and then we were just, doing what we were doing? Allie, I could hear the people that didn't want to ask. For the last half hour, I could hear the people who didn't want to ask, who were not ready to ask. Some people listened to the stream from the beginning to the end and they wanted a card, but they just are not ready to ask, or they don't want to be seen. That being said, if anybody is here ever and you're hearing this and you're like, yeah, I'm that person, dudes, email me or text me on Skype or find me on Instagram and I'll do just I'll do, right? I know not everybody has the purpose and the role to comment and to be a part of being visible, or that you do and it's just, you're not ready for it, or you already do comment, but you don't want other people to feel what your reality is like. Because some of us, and I use the word us because we're all in this together, our realities sometimes are so fucked up and hard. There's not a way to speak about it out loud. We don't know how to say things out loud because you can't make this shit up. So some people don't want that feeling of being all together, of everybody feeling the card and grabbing what resonates for them, because it's too intense what they're going through. So for the last half hour, I could feel so much those ones that, it's like when you're at the park when you're little, or when you're in high school and you see the girl having lunch by herself. Dude, she don't want to be eating there by herself, and it's fucking hard to do that. So do you go grab the girl, or do you sit there with your friends and pretend that she don't exist? And I'm not that sit there with my friends and pretend she don't exist. So the last half hour, I don't mean to ramble on about it for a long time, But the last half hour, the mama bear part of me was like that feeling of like, like trying to throw out, I understand what you're feeling. Like, show yourself when you're ready, whether it be here or, another time or in the background. We're all available. We're all so visible, right? Those of us that are all in for tribe, we're not hiding. Our email is available in our about section of our stuff. You can ask in a comment if you can't find it properly. We will tell you. We're not hiding, right? We're available, like for myself, I'm available on Instagram. I'm available on Skype. I got WhatsApp. I even have Discord and Google Hangouts open on my iPad, but just nobody hits me up on there anymore. So we're so available that it can be even more scary to reach out sometimes, but you gotta start somewhere, guys, right? For real. Anyways, I rambled on for a long time, like almost 10 minutes, but I really wanted to get that out. Hi, Al. I sent you a picture on Instagram. I don't know if it's too close up, my face, and if it's like, if you think that wouldn't be a good picture, but if you feel that's a good picture, I sent it to you on Skype. How's your day, Al, and where you be if, where are you? Hi, Kimba. Michael, I see your name there. How are you doing? Yeah, doctors don't always know. Doctors don't always know. Yeah, Juice. Enthralled is an awesome word for sure. Allie, LOL. I love you, Genevieve. I'm so wonderful today, and I'm so thankful for our time together last night. Me too. Me too. So thankful. Yeah, we normally have a little powwow, but next time. Yeah, I never thought about it, right? I don't, when we stop a panel, we just kind of stop. So I never thought about just staying, I've never joined as well. Like, it was my first time. I'm a newbie. It's like I'm known for that now, eh? Genevieve's just gonna disappear at some point. I didn't mean it though. Kimba, I'm glad you like the word enthralled because I just came up with it. I love it. And I'm gonna say it again, enthralled. Now that you put it into our collective, because we're a collective here, right? Into our collective little, mind. Let's see how many times and how fast that we see it somewhere in our reality. You're either gonna see it written out, hear somebody say it in a vid, or even better, hear it in a passing conversation or with somebody. Al says, Genevieve, what's your handle on Hangout? My handle on Hangout should be rewildthechild@gmail.com. It should be exactly what gets me to my Google. I haven't given it out or seen it in a long time, so I believe it's my email. And same with on Discord, it's my email. Same with on Skype, it's Rewild the Child with Y's, REYLDTHECHYLD Pretty much everywhere you can find me with my email. I didn't just try to do it in the easiest way. I only roll in the easiest way. I'm not the most tech savvy person. So, and on Instagram, I do not have Facebook or Messenger, but I'm on Instagram for the fast texting and the good connections that I can have on there. And it's Genevieve Michelle 7 or Michelle Genevieve 7. I can't remember. I think it's Genevieve Michelle 7. So pretty easy to find. And on Instagram, I don't have a private account. So if you find me on Instagram, you can go creep me anytime. If you don't want to join or connect, I've kept myself wide open. which I gotta say sometimes is a little hard on Mama Bear because I have, attracted a lot of like imposter type energy and certain things. But hey, it is what it is. It's not so much. Yeah, I love doing that with you, Allie, too. Loves your energy. And it is intense for sure, eh? Aw, you missed it with the cards, Tom? Were you sleeping at least? Yeah, Allie, I loved our back and forth. The flow was a blessing. It really was. And you know what I enjoyed about it a lot, Allie, is that I'm used to carrying a stream on my own, and I tend to really flow fast because the oracle of me, the faster that I allow myself to speak, it's all just coming through and I just let it out. But I slowed, like I was like, slow down, right? Because there's three of us, I didn't want to be talking fast like I usually do to be cutting you guys off and that we buffer or things would be missed. So I slowed down and just enjoyed the flow of us. And it definitely is magic for sure, Allie. And it's that thing too, Allie. Dude, if you ever doubted that you were like spot on for the cards that you pull, for the cards that fall out, and for how you interpret and read through, what validation when there's two of us and the flow is there. We're not pulling opposite stuff. Like the messages were tandem, right? United. That was amazing. It's like a uber validation of if I ever doubted that my flow is, pure of source, spirit guided, that merge just showed it all, right? And that's intense. It's the way that the Milky Soul tribe as well, when they're pulling cards together through Pure Love Ascension and the channels that all merge, the flow. And really as well, when we did what we did last night, yes, we're pulling for individuals, right? But whatever resonates for anybody. So collectively within that reading, what other people got from everyone's cards is really intense. And that's why as well, when I was saying some people didn't ask for a card, but guess what? If their heart wanted a card, there was messages for people in there that, I got shivers everywhere just saying it, right? So sometimes we don't have to say like, pick me, me too, because everything is going to come out. You just have to be ready to, take what resonates and leave the rest. Boom, Kiki, I just was saying that, and I scroll and you're saying it. All the cards resonated with me in some way. Exactly. When I go into a Milky flow of their readings, I'm there from front to back, and every single thing has something for me. To the point sometimes where it's like I could say, don't even pull a card for me because you already did the whole time. That's how flow it is. And that's why we're guided to certain spots, eh? It really is. Somebody could have popped in last night that they still haven't commented. It's their first time ever seeing us. And, they're sitting there today thinking like, whoa, because of the stuff that's already conspiring throughout their reality. Yeah, that way. I love your energy, Allie. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Juice. I'm just that person sitting alone at a table, so I don't know anything or other than that. Oh, dude, that's the thing, eh? If we would have ever been in any reality where we crossed paths, I wouldn't have passed by you, right? For real. That's just how I am, first of all, but when I was in high school, we were the group that brought in just whomever resonated, and that's that. We were, you know what I mean? Everybody. The clique that wasn't even a clique because you didn't have to be anything to be a part of us. Whatever you were was enough for us. And that's just the way that I am. Yeah, Allie, I love that we were able to hold that space together, rise the frequency, keep it consistently sustained the whole time, eh? And feel the flow with energy and spirit. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Allie Berry. Oh, I love that. A person sitting at a table alone is a whole world. Exactly. Yep. And that's it. Oh, Michelle, my reading was amazing. Thank you again. I love you, Allie. Yeah. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle shared my email. Thank you so much. And Michelle states, Canham Free, CANHAMFREE is Michelle on Instagram. Right on, sweetie. Sharon is Karen. You're listening, Michael? Right on. Thank you. Yeah, Allie. Amen. What wonder. United energy and messages. Exactly. Oh, yes. Allie, true that. Readings are timeless. Exactly. Somebody could listen to it tonight that wasn't a part of the live stream and it be a game changer, just a few words or a few images that they need to pivot them into a different perspective, right? That's why unless I'm guided to take something down, every single thing that I pump out of me, I don't go back and judge it and analyze it. If it uploads, it's meant to stay. If inner guidance says something about taking something down, then I do. Because sometimes I really go hard with my language, and inside says whoever got the message that needed it, got it, take it off. But it's very rare these days that I take stuff off. I don't think I'm doing it out of ego, because I used to do it out of ego a lot. My first couple months on YouTube when I was doing vids, I cried, right? From how it felt to be watched. I cried. I would wake up in the middle of the night because somebody was binge watching me on my videos, and I would go delete, just binge delete video after video because I couldn't stand to be looked at. And you know what I mean? It's hard to do this. It doesn't look like it, but it is. It really is. And I guess it really depends on how you feel things and how you're able to separate from them and stuff like that. But it's been like years of a learning curve. People say to me, even now in my reality, like, you don't trust yourself, Michelle. You have so many gifts. And it's like, but you don't get it. You're not the one, like, making sure that you understand as above, so below, what it's like to share this energy this way, right? It's a whole other level. And when we feel things, we feel it, and it can't be unfelt. It just is there, right? Michelle says, yeah, Allie, I was covered in chills the entire reading. You and Mitchie are very connected. Yeah. Enthralled, do you mean, my best Scorpio? I'm a little behind in the chat. A great word to say each morning when we awaken. Amy, I could truly resonate with every reading. Siren. I was blown away. Good. That's beautiful. Is it still this? I just saw at the bottom of the chat, Al says, Genevieve, please read the remaining card list for the second deck. Has any cards been taken since last night? Or is it the same ones that I read out loud yesterday? Just confirm that, Al, because if there's anything taken since last night, I won't say it out loud. Allie, beginner mind, porcupine spirit. That was one of the cards that I pulled for our weekly oracle energy reading this week. Yep. And I named the stream Beginner Mind because I believe that it's just so important to imprint ourselves with simple things And the more that we can see that, hear it said out loud, the beginner mind, the more that we enable that inside of us, right? The more that those of us who actually embody the awe and wonder and that beginner mind and that innocence, the joie de vivre, the more that it ripple effects into the collective. So Al, I'm going to go get the photo now. Al, I'm going to read out for the second Milky Way Soul Tribe deck. There are cards available if anybody would like to participate of being a card. So what it entails is that you would send a picture and choose a card number. And if you have a channel, it would also be on the card. It's not absolutely necessary to have a fully visible channel. It's the feeling of the tribe vibe that's the most important, right? So there's the fours, in the hearts, there's the 4, 5, 6, and 9 of hearts still available. For the second way Milky Soul Tribe deck, the 4, 5, 6, 9 of hearts is still available. In the clubs, there's a 3, 4, 6, and 9. 3, 6, 9. I'm shocked those numbers weren't taken first. Shocked. Just like, whoa. 3, 4, 6, 9 in the clubs. In the spades, we have 1 through 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The king and the 10 of spades is still available. And in diamonds, there's only the 7 left. So all the diamonds except for the 7 of diamonds. Kiki, 5 of hearts. I'm going to write it in Al's chat. If you want to send me a picture that you feel represents how you want to be seen on a card, send it to me and I'll text it to Al. So Kiki, 5 of hearts. Thank you, sweetie. That gave me shivers. The 5, Lily's a 5 too. Amy, I'm guided to put up the content that I do, and I rarely do I watch it after I upload. Right on, Amy. I used to religiously watch it in order to get my own messages, to not be so, you know what I mean, judging it. And, but I rarely take the time. Like right now, my streams are just too long. So they're from 3 to 4 hours a day. And I don't sit back and watch myself very often anymore, just because of the time of it. And, which in a way is not all, because I am a free flow and in just oracle mode. So sometimes I miss the stuff for myself that I could get. But Amy, if you'd like to share your channel, I'm not even sure I have it. I'm not sure I have it. But if anybody else who would want to grab Amy's channel, that would be amazing. Yeah. I think it's beautiful when we can look at ourselves as if we're watching somebody else and enjoy ourselves as much as if we were watching somebody else. And that's where it needs to get to be. I think to get to be fully like just, you're so comfortable that when you press on play to watch your own self, you're actually seeing, you know, the version of you through, you know, a beginner eyes or through somebody else's eyes. Like you're actually proud of yourself because you did a giggle snort at one point. You're actually proud of yourself the way that you would be proud of your besties, right? So when I do watch myself, I watch myself as if I was watching somebody else, not with like, oh, did I do, you know what I mean? Like, what did my hair look like? I don't look at me. I'm listening for the messages just as I would anybody else, right? And that's what helps to alleviate feeling self-conscious when we do vids. Go watch yourself with the same eyes as you would watch somebody else. So if you go watch yourself and you start to critique yourself, and then when you think about it, would you comment that to somebody else? Would you even think that about somebody else? And half the time it's like, no, never. Right? Would you be judging somebody because they didn't edit properly? Or would you just be happy that they free flowed? Are you going to be hard, right? All of that is so important. Speaking of 5, Kiki, 5-0, Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacle. Really happy to see the Rhino come out today. Why? Because we are in an obstacle-based collective reality, right? I'm going to just scroll. I'd like to catch up with the chat, but I don't want to forget to read that out loud. Allie, I love you. I had to stop in. I'm happy to see you live. Got to get some stuff done before. Oh, yeah, you got your show tonight. Are you guys going to upload it as a live stream, Allie, if you're still here? Oh, man. I miss you guys. It's been like since September 5th, your last gig, I think. 13:13 Eastern Time. I'm like your biggest groupie in the background. But not a weird groupie, like, you know, like the movies and stuff. But, okay, I'm your biggest fan. I'd rather be a fan than a groupie. Sometimes my tongue and words will get me into trouble. That way. As the director, greatest movie ever, Superstars. 9 of Hearts for me. Right on. I'll put his email up if you want to email him directly, Amy. And I'll write it out in his 9 Hearts, Amy. I wrote the 2 numbers out, 5 of Hearts for Kiki, 9 of Hearts for Amy. And depending on whatever you guys feel the most comfortable, Al wrote his email down. Email him a picture, or you can send one to me. Kiki's already linked directly to me with pretty much all my apps and stuff. So Kiki, if you want to just send it right to me, I'll send it to Al. But if you want to connect with Al and send it to him, Jugolo Coco, whatever feels best. And I'm going to read out Al's email out loud for those, like, if this ever uploads and anybody, you know, heard the numbers and wants to email Al. ALCIRIELLO@gmail.com. Yes, with the zodiac sign. Thank you, Al. I forgot about that. With the zodiac sign as well. Hey, Singe Man. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. 111, you came in. Beep, beep. Beep, beep, Richie. How's your day going? Okay, I'm going to grab Amy's channel. I knew I didn't have it. I'm going to put a video. I'm so excited. I'm going to put a video in the watch later. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. The more we get together, together. Boom. Singe says, I just watched my own new video upload. Not bad. Dude, I started it just before the stream. I've been on for an hour already. Oh my gosh, time flies. I've already been on for an hour. No wonder I stream so long. It doesn't even feel like an hour, I swear. I started it, but I didn't finish it yet. I'm really wondering, I need to get myself a stick, because I want to be like you, I love it, man. That's so cool. What you're doing? I need a stick. I need a stick. It's probably not called a stick, right? I need one of those long things. Yeah, I started watching it, and then the way that it works for me is that's like, I'm always thinking, oh, I'll start when I start, and I'll stream if I stream. I don't know if I will, and, you know, am I supposed to or not? And then I start to get shivers. And then I get kind of, I would use the word maybe, not agitated per se, but nothing I do works. Like, I wanted to watch your vid first, couldn't focus. You know what I mean? So I start to get, I guess the word could be agitated, where even if I want to do other things, everything's guiding me to come in and stream. 13, 17, double 17s in front of me. You gonna go domino with the amigos? Right on, Michael. Have a super domino game. I almost missed the time by 1 second. So you mean it kicks, it switches up? Sing. Yes, sing. Norwegian for sing. Right on. I always thought it was written syringe. I don't know why. My eyes, right? Seeing those letters. You're behind, Michelle? Yeah, me someday, me too. Cool. I'm going to read that rhino. Read that rhino. If I can find the book. Because you know I ain't organized. And oh, the book's right at my toes. Right at the toes. I love this card. I always think about Angie when I see this card. This is an important card throughout the streams. And I gotta say, she's not coming up all the time, right? So when she comes up, it's powerful. Rhino spirit, to overcome any obstacle. We always have the choice to press ahead. And Rhino spirit strength offers you the power to break through stubborn obstacles. This animal spirit knows there's more than one way to open the path to what you seek. And when Rhino spirit appears, you're reminded you have marvelous ability to overcome obstacles in multiple ways. You can go around them. You can shatter them with force of clear, deliberate intentions. Or you can even just transform things into a puff of cloud that just blows away because you refuse to allow it to limit you. Apply your Rhino spirit with creativity and no obstacle can stand. For you have magic to make and many ways in which to make it. And your power is awesome right now. Rhino spirit wants to remind you that when an obstacle appears to prevent you from getting what you desire today, it sometimes means that something much better is coming. So keep that in mind when you consider the obstacle in front of you now. I'm going to read the protection message. The appearance of an obstacle in front of you offers you a choice. You barrel into it and bang your head, or you find your easiest way around it and you don't fight it. Are you exhausted by your efforts to break through obstacles? Are you stubbornly insisting there's only one way to remove it from your path? Rhino's here to tell you that sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes it's not yet, and sometimes it's like, no, it's not the way you think it's going to be. So be open to new possibilities. Boom, beginner mind. And you will find other options begin to appear. Because not every conflict is worth engaging in, and not every obstacle is worth resisting head on. So don't waste energy banging your head against a wall. Ah, staff. Duh, staff. That makes sense. Bo is the Japanese word for staff. I don't know. Cudgel is the Chinese translation. Gun is Chinese for stick. Nangun is common Chinese term. And gunshu is Chinese for stick form, I think. Bow. I like Bo the best. Bo is my cat. B-O-W. I'm an archer without a bow. What does that mean? I love archery. I just don't have a bow in my life right now. I like that. Bow. Staff. It's way better than stick. Eh? Staff, stick, bow. Makes sense. Thank you. Yeah, I like the C-U-D-G-L-E. I like the cudgel. It sounds interesting. I tend to steer away from it because I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Right? Stay away from the big words, Genevieve, you don't know how to pronounce. Oh my gosh. Right on. Michelle is fully able to chat. Singe man, sticks and rope chains bring me joy, but not in the weird way. Okay. We're talking like martial arts, not 50 Shades, right? Thank you. I had to say that. Oh, man. Whips and chains excite you, but not in a Rihanna type of way. I had to. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. It's like that thing where I hesitate sometimes, to say toes day, because there's so many freaky people with toe fetishes that you don't want to attract something different just by saying toes day, but oh, keep putting in the thoughts. That's how I bounce. It's how I bounce with comments. I got nothing to say if you guys ain't commenting, guys. I can ramble off a comment for a long time. But, Amy, I'm lurking in the background, multitasking. Right on. I get it. Yes, Michelle, a shark. Oh, 123 Eastern Time. I needed that, Michelle. That was one of the most prevalent cards for me this winter and spring in the Milky Way Soul Tribe. That I always have to remember to stay as the shark and to stop wasting my movements. Thank you. I don't know why you decided you were going to write that all of a sudden, but I needed that. Hey, David Castle. Greetings and favor to you, Michelle Cannon Free. Much love, everybody. How's it going, David? Tom, Juice from the Sky. Oh, hang on. I'm just gotta... Just wanted to make sure everything was okay. I want to just put this out there and say this out loud, and I most likely not the only one, but just because I search for soul family and I speak and I'm questing for community, and I will manifest that, we will have that. It doesn't mean that my real life blood family doesn't love me and that I don't, you know what I mean? It's just that there's something I'm born with a purpose to manifest and create and to be a magnet for, right? If that makes any sense at all. It doesn't devalue the family that we have to be searching and knowing that we were born for something. I don't know. I just felt to put that out there. My family has often said to me, like, my sister will specifically say, like, you're not the only unicorn in the family, Michelle. And I'm like, I know, but I'm born to quest for something that you're not born to do. You know what I mean? You're satisfied. You have a different purpose than I do, you know, as well. I know my lineage. If I'm a healer, believe me, you would be freaked out by my mother, father, and my family because they are as well, right? I'm not one of those people who thinks that my family is soulless beings or that they are not as awake, if not even more, on other levels than I am. And I'm putting that out there because sometimes we tend to think or discount because of our, things, certain things, but it's just not my family that I'm born to build, a community with. If I was, we would have done it already, right? If I was, then they wouldn't, they would have the same belief systems that I do for how I raise Lily and how we live. We just don't have that in common. It's different. Eleanor Roosevelt, Singeman writes, you wouldn't worry so much about what other thinks of you if you realized how seldom they actually do think of you. Exactly. People are preoccupied by what they are living in public, and then they feel like they will be embarrassed or that everybody's watching them. But if you realize that really, and if somebody is watching you, there's a reason. They're gravitated towards you. And that's one of the hardest things that I go through, that people look at me, out and about, But it's because they're magnetized towards my light the same way as when I press on a live stream, just they don't act the same way. They're not ready to speak openly, right? Yeah, Singe Man, I saw a person behind you. Watch out. That person is Lily Rose. She's always in the background or foreground somewhere. It's just, we just kind of live the way that we live, where she knows she can talk and she knows she can walk around. You know what I mean? Watch out for sure, though. She's a sneaky little thing. Yeah. Thanks for writing it, Michelle. You're not rambling. You're delivering messages from spirit, baby girl. Yeah. I tend to use the word rambling because I love the word as well. It's not like, but yeah. I also like to stay with my language because it's just the way that I am. I find that sometimes I don't gravitate to certain people, even if they are delivering beautiful messages from spirit, because they speak in a way that's just doesn't resonate with me. So, just like I don't resonate with everybody, for sure. Michelle, I knew that you needed the shark and the horse. Spirit whispered it to me. Yeah. 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 I need for the horse the things to, like, I'm being guided to have no wasted movement, right, Michelle? So part of the wasted movement is the fear of not having, income and security. So even this morning, I tried to go look for a job, and then, like, as I'm scrolling, like, shit's popping up everywhere, and everything's saying, get out of here. Just keep on believing. But it's like, how fucking much longer of a void, right? Could the miracle and the manifestation start to happen? It's past words. And then I hear, like, through the grapevine, that the president of America is saying that he's impatient. What? You just became president, mister, and you're impatient? The fuck? The biggest thing that everybody in the world needs right now is patience, and you dare say that you're running out of patience with people that didn't get the V? Like, of all the things to say, a fucking world leader saying he's got no patience. What the fuck? I ain't no fucking world leader, but all I'm asked to have is patience all the time. And you know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's like, how people could even listen to somebody saying they have no patience when patience is the only virtue that's sustaining us as a collective right now, right? Easy as 1, 2, 3. Singe Man, I mysteriously lost a picture panel for my comic, and I'm redrawing, and it's actually looking better. Cool. Yeah. Mysteriously lost it so that you can reenact what is gonna be the little nuances that are just a bit different, eh? I get it. That happens. That type of stuff happens to me as well. Yes, Alex, I second that emotion. Singe Man, my leader must know Ghost Warrior staff form perfectly. Woo. I'm wondering if a broom handle would be enough to hold me up. Rambles in the brambles. Life feels like one giant bramble patch. Yeah, it's funny because the word bramble has come up for me a few times in the last 24 hours, Michelle. And I say that, and it brings me back to Mike Basil, the story of Matt and Abby. I'm going to see if I can find it really quick. Share it with you guys. This is a story he wrote and shared. Oh man, is it still? It would be like a year or so ago, like in 2019.
This is a short story that I wrote called Divine Identity.
This video has been so
It's a
important to
spiritual
me.
drama set in World War II involving angels.
I'm gonna leave it. If I let it all, it's 12 minutes. First of all, I've shared it before, but Matt and Abby, when Abby and Matt find each other and they hug, there's peace. Right? When Matt and Abby finally connect and find each other, there is peace. The bombs stop. And I know it's just a story, but there's a part of me that completely believes 144% that when certain souls on this planet actually merge in united together in form, not just apart, that will be like a game changer. And that's why we're so separated, right? You know what I mean? That's why we're so separated. Hey, Bamboo. Came in at 1:32. How's your day going? If it's 1:32, it's 10:32 for you, eh? Still a 132 number. Double sync. That's so cool. How's your day? Singe man? Or at least they should be able to do one push-up. I think I can do one push-up. I think. I know that right now, because my wrist has been acting on and off for months, I don't really stand on my head much. I probably could if I tried. But I baby myself so much, right? Which, I don't know, it's for my greater good. But I don't think I could lift myself up to save my life right now. I don't think so. I think I would be like grab onto a helicopter and I would be like, plunk, fall down. Right? My wrist action, my arms, I haven't kayaked all summer. I haven't done, certain things. So my spaghetti arms would like probably not hold me up very long. Oh, yeah, we kayaked, well, twice, yeah. Oh, I kayaked a little bit, but not enough to build muscle. Not enough to build muscle. That being said, you know how I always say, like, glory be to those of you who are able to, like, gain a bit of weight. It helps sustain the energies that are coming through. As much as people would want to be very small, when you're very small, there's no buffer. And for myself, I mean, I can be neither here nor there, because I'm so small. And I've put on weight in the last couple weeks. I don't know. I don't weigh myself, so maybe 5-7 pounds. But I'm not having as much trouble when the energies are coming through. People are speaking of headaches passing through. I'm not getting that. I'm getting some, ascension symptom type of stuff, but nothing major. And for how hard July and August were for me, mentally and physically, because I could feel everything. I could taste it in the air. Like, you know what I mean? I'm finding that, my theory of having just a little bit more weight helps me. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because I always say to other people, like, don't worry about the weight. It'll flow off when it's meant to, right? And certain things. So I just want to put it out there that I've manifested it for myself, and I feel like more grounded. The foods that I'm guided to eat are very potato root based, right? Like, and I'm not eating a lot of meat, but it's like just enough to keep me more here, grounded, instead of being all over the place. Other people strive to lower their veils to be able to see beyond, but it's like, be careful what you wish for, because once you see, once you're there, and once you have access to everything, it's fucking overwhelming, right? Especially right now. I was not prepared for a collective reality like this. I was naive. I really thought that people would make different choices, that as soon as we had the truth in plain sight, that it wouldn't be denied. Whereas, you know, people are grabbing on to the lies and riding them hard right now. And that just blows my mind. It's not a judgment. It's just like, right? Kiki, I just keep hearing ramble on Rose. I keep hearing ring around the rosy and London Bridge is falling down. All the time, just passing through. Hi, Sun Mal. People was asking about you a couple weeks ago, saying, have you guys seen Sun Mal? How are you? Welcome, sweetie. Hey, everyone in chat. In Mystic, I read estraded words. What's estraded mean? Is that like a... I don't know what estraded means, if I'm even reading it right. Yeah, president chair is great. You can stand a chair against the wall and sit in it. I don't know what you mean by that. Like training-wise, you mean? Amy says, thanks to everyone that connected with me. If not already, I'll definitely connect with you, and I'm so blessed to be able to get to know you all. Yeah, I feel the same, sweetie. Where it started to buffer earlier is where I don't know if it got through or not through the stream, but how my Amy is 21, has gone off to college, and how you've come into my reality as an Amy, right, through the streams. So one Amy go, another Amy come back. That's why sometimes too I can get pretty like about the fact that, you know, a lot of people have exited our reality. They're not a part of us anymore, but we need people to come in, right? So there's no judgment, and there's no like, woe is me that Lily Rose's dad left our reality, but there's no masculine energy that's positive in our reality, right? So it's like I call it, right? Come on board, baby. Your day's okay? How about you, Bamboo? My day's good too. My day's good too. Not gonna lie, I've been putting off things I thought I would do. I'm the queen of the procrastination nation today. So I'm supposed to go back to the cottage, back into the woods tomorrow. And I say supposed to go. I am going to go. Unless something, you know, changes that, which everything says no. But I wanted to get some cooking done for my son, and I haven't done it. So I'm going to be binge cooking later. Right? You put it off to the last minute. I'm going to be binge cooking later instead. That way. Thank you. Yes. Sending out healing for Angie's pain. Michelle, I got Ramblin' Man in my noodle now. Noodles. Oodles and noodles and noodles. Oh my gosh, I got noodles. I got noodles in the fridge waiting for me. I'm prepped. I'm prepped today, Michelle. Once I'm done my stream, I got 5 minutes before I'm like, got hot noodles. Ramblin' Man. That song's a huge sync for me. You know, like, do a little story time, but once upon a time I worked at a place, and we hosted a day of an event, and the event itself for the day was on-site archery and on-site sled dog races, not races, but sled dog rides. And so the archery people were there, and it was my mom and dad doing the sled dog rides. This place also was a fully functional bar that children were allowed in at the time. The laws, the way they were in the early 90s, you know, it was a restaurant, so the kids were allowed to come in. So it was like a full day of activity. That being said, I was working that day, but I didn't go participate in the whole thing because my shift started midday till 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Because there was the band, there was a party, it was a whole thing. As I was driving to work that day, rural type of country road type of thing, Ramblin' Man came on, and I was singing my little heart out. And in the middle of like the beginning of the song, I had a vision that my mom was hurt, like badly. Like basically I was turning a corner, hearing the song Ramblin' Man, and having a vision of my mother that was hurt, to the point where I got shivers. I shut the song off and I was like, what the fuck? I'm 21 years old. I already know I got visions, but I never had one this way while I was driving. Ever. It was, looking back, it was probably one of the biggest like downloads I ever had as I was driving. So I was about, I don't know, 5 minutes away from work when I turned that corner and Ramblin' Man was on the radio, and I got that vision of my mom being hurt, and my whole body was in like just like fucking feeling. And it was like that thing of, you know, blow it off, like get back on track, turn the music back up, calm down, right? This can't be real. I get to my work, I open the door, there's people everywhere because there's so many activities going on. The place is full, packed, full. And I walk into my work and I go into the back to go do something. And my boss comes up to me and she's like, have you heard from your mom? Is she okay? And I'm like, what? My mom had an accident. The sled dogs, which, you know, it's very safe to do sled dogs, but it's also very not. A couple of wrong moves and the dogs could be gone. The number one rule is if you're the one that's holding the sled is never let go. If you let go, you don't know what's going to happen, where the dogs can go, how fast, and how they can entangle themselves because they're all harnessed. And so I walked into work. I've already had the vision 5 minutes before, and my boss comes up to me and says, have you heard from your mom yet? Is she okay? And I'm like, what? What had happened, she was giving a ride to a young dude about 10 or 11 years old, and he was in the front, she was holding, and I don't know, long story short, something happened where he moved inside the sled so much that it tipped the sled, and the sled came up and slammed my mom in the face. Like, boom, like so fast. The only accident she ever had while we had sled dogs was in public with so many people and such a big activity. The sled came up and slammed her in the face. So they had taken her to the hospital directly, pretty much, because just the impact, the blood, and the not making sure everything was fine. As she was asking me, do you have news from your mom? My mom was walking back in from having been to the hospital, her face all messed up because, you know, like the impact and everything. And just that thing of like, anyways, random story, but that's how association, as soon as I see the word Ramblin' Man, I am not thinking about being a Ramblin' Man. I just think of my mom and that vision that I had. Anyways, that was random, but I wanted to share. Why? Because everybody has certain visions and certain things in their life path. And when we look at it in the moment and in hindsight, how we know what we know without knowing what we know. Right? Yeah, Michelle, the separation is by design. But that's just it. The more they separate, the more that unites, right? That's what I feel anyways. Hi, Triple B's Farms. We just blued you. Welcome. Thanks for commenting. How you doing today? 13:47 Eastern Time. Where are you in the world, Triple B's Farms? I might know and I just forgot. Just wondering. We got a little bit of energy from everywhere right now. Yeah, David. Beings pop in and out of our lives to teach us lessons and bring upon experiences. Exactly. And there's neither good nor bad, because from the worst, most horrifying things that we've ever lived, there came good, right? So somebody's experience, for example, to have an accident, to have to go to the hospital, you know what I mean? The people that take care of us, the things that happen at that hospital, the support that we either get or don't get from family and friends are our eye awakening and our aha moments of certain things, right? Bamboo, you're binge trimming? All right on. I've only ever done that once in my life.
What does that mean?
He's working with plants and trimming them. Bridget, number 8, creative spark. Singe man, I'm a vegetarian now, and I was often very ill, and I had to experiment by starting from broth and clear liquids, slowly adding foods to discover what was the cause, and it was dairy, milk, and processed foods. Meat, dairy, and processed foods. Yup, exactly. Know thyself, to thine own self be true. Right? That's so important. And so many people go against, they already know that when they eat meat or dairy, how their body feels, but they just love it so much that they will never take the time to substitute with other things. Especially right now in our reality, it's a beautiful time to have food intolerances, because you can substitute. There's food everywhere that mimics in a different way, so you can still have certain flavors, right? If you like that. I personally, like, when I say I eat meat, I don't label myself as anything, so I'm more vegetarian based. But I personally need cheese and eggs still. Will I next year? Will I next month? Me not know. Me not judging it. And what will happen will happen. And I've often been for like weeks, months, or even years not eating meat. So, you know, I'm going to be 50. So know thyself, to thine own self be true. A lot of that is not judging what cycles that we need, right? So I'm not, like I said, I'm not one to label myself of what I actually am, because on any given day I need what I need, and it's important for me to listen to my body, not exterior.
Mom,
Bamboo soldier.
can you read what Amy said?
Yeah, give me a second. I should maybe keep my glasses on to read.
Yeah.
It says, all good. We're just packing up and heading up to meet with Renee. Oh, it's the wedding this
Yeah.
weekend. Last
Yeah.
weekend, where were they?
What do you mean?
I keep forgetting what days, what, and who's going where. Like, they do so.
Today they're going to
I know. I forgot. I thought it was last weekend. I'm so confused.
last weekend. Renee just went to work.
Yeah, I'm so confused. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Just, I thought that part was over, but it's tomorrow. It's today.
Yeah.
Bamboo, where you say I have a weakness for pizza. Same as me, but I believe like pizza is a bread bed for vegetables. Like, dude, you can do anything with pizza. You can be gluten intolerant and still have pizza and manifest a crust, right? There's like cauliflower crust is even available in like fast food, like Domino's and certain chains like Pizza now here in Canada. There's so much. I could live off pizza. I'm a Ninja Turtle for life. You just put different stuff on it. There's dessert pizza. There's breakfast pizza. You can make a poutine pizza. You can make anything. You know what I mean? It's just a word and put what you want. You don't even need cheese if you don't eat dairy. You know what I mean? Like, everything's possible with pizza. Every single thing. Can you tell I love pizza? I'm like the Bubba Gump shrimp person of pizza. I swear. Loves pizza. Oh, Sunmal, Genevieve, I'm busy, emotional, going on sending energy to my family. Right on, sweetie. Thanks for writing it. Oh, right on, Bamboo. I've been veg for 12 years, although I recently started eating eggs again. That's beautiful, and that's the thing of not judging yourself, right? It might only be a certain timeline that you need them, but not listening to that is ego-based, I believe. When you're like, I am this and I am that, and you stay like that all the time, it's like, but do you need it, right? Is your body, especially when so many energies are coming in, certain foods are guided to us, first of all, so that we're not judging ourselves, right? Because if you're judging yourself, then that means you judge exterior as well. So if you're not ready to have what I called the live stream today, a beginner mind with food, and allow for the foods that you're actually craving and want, you know what I mean? Like, it's harder on a body to be able to process because you're not giving it what it needs. Our DNA, our junk DNA is coming online. Everything's being rewired, as above, so below. Like, I don't even know. Does anybody even say out loud ever? Have you ever been lying there and you can feel your organs like rerouting themselves inside your body? Like, how many people have checked? Where is your heart now? Do you even know where your own heart is in your body? Have you been lying around and felt your heart go from, here to here? And felt it like, toom, 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 and do those things, right? The process of like ascension, awakening, and what happens to our DNA is above, so below, exterior. For weeks now, when I go into live streams and I see people, I'm telling them, you've stepped into a different embodiment of yourself. You don't look the same this week as you did last week. And one of the most prevalent people, well, two, because I've seen them, is Kimba and Matt, Matrix Man. Matrix Man in this summer has stepped into so many embodiments of himself that visually, if you go look at his video from his live stream from last night, or go look at a month or 2 months ago, you will see we are morphing before our very eyes. Do you actually notice, right? And like the fountain of youth, those of us at a certain age, like above 30-ish, let's just say, like it's fucking visually like shocking sometimes when I wake up and look at myself in the mirror, so what it does for other people. Hey, Hamilton Homegrown. I'm just catching up to the chat, but I see you down there. How's it going, eh? How's the Hamilton energy? Dude, my daughter's moved to Toronto, so I might be getting down south in the next little while. I actually have family going to Niagara Falls this weekend. I chose not to go, but yeah, Michelle, you was thinking that too, eh? One Amy in, one Amy out. Yeah, it's cool, eh? Whoa, really? That's interesting. Singeman, I knew a person who put ground licorice on everything he ate. Was it red or black licorice? Because black licorice is actually good for constipation, right? Like, seriously, my body led me to that. One time I was so like, couldn't go to the bathroom, and it was like I had gone to the grocery store and I had grabbed a bag of black licorice, and then at night I'm like sitting there and it was like licorice after licorice after licorice, and I was like, oh my god, I can't get enough. I need it all. But the next day it was like, wee, like the funkiest color poo you ever saw finally all came out of me. And then when I googled it, it was like it's given to children and people who don't want to take certain things. So I'm just wondering what kind of licorice. That's really cool. It's like somebody who needs pepper on everything, right? I totally resonate with that. Really, Amy? Boom. I was wondering why I had to mention it. I live near Niagara Falls in the States. Oh my gosh, when I get to Niagara Falls, then I'm going to text you and you can be on the other side and I'll be on the other side and we'll just like wave to each other. That would be so amazing, because I can't get across the border right now, and neither probably can you. But I've always wished of doing that with certain people. Me and Road Trip Eddie have joked about it for years. He's going to migrate a little bit closer up and we're going to meet at a border and just like, wee, hey! Oh my god. Michelle, binge cooking. I'll be right over. I wish. I really do. I really do. Did I say I really do? Yeah, I really do. Singe man, oh yeah. I have the occasional egg, or if I'm cooking meat for someone, I might chew a bit and then spit it out. Yep. And that's how you know too, that thing of, I'm cooking this. It kind of smells good. Would I eat it? Nope. You know as soon as it's in your mouth if it's going to feel good or not, right? Because if you needed the meat, you would chew it and it would be like, oh my gosh, I need this. But otherwise, it's just like, boom. It's, you know what? Food is the same thing as like relationships. When you're on the same frequency, you're with your man, you're with your woman, and nothing else can tempt you. You would not go exterior of grabbing anything else. But when that frequency doesn't match anymore, things are not the same, right? And it's the same with food. I always bring everything back to food. I know that, that's a big, maybe a big gap, but that is what it is. If you love somebody, then nothing can tempt you to like go sideways and do other things. But when it's not for you anymore, well, then everything's like, looks good. Yeah, Michelle, mega healing for all our brothers and sisters around our beautiful world, especially right now, those in pain. I don't have a pain path, but I got people that I love that do, and harnessing that inner healer in order to full circle, full healing with all the energies coming through and the collective energy. I can't even imagine. It takes bravery and boldness to stay grounded here when you're in pain. Right on, Sun Mao. I'm about to go make a video for my family to send to them. It's about magnetic stone I collect. I will jump back in if it's still streaming. Right on. Thank you, sweetie. Enjoy doing your vid. Bam. No way, Fitty. Yeah, me almost Fitty. Bam, for real. Yeah. A part of me is here to bust the age programming of first of all, what you could do, what you look like, how you feel, how you speak when you're Fitty. You know what I mean? That's why, first of all, I'm 49, but January 7th is my official going to be 50, but I've been using 50 ever since I turned 49. Why? Because other people don't. They want to pretend that that's not the age that they're going to be. They want to lower the number down. They want to make jokes about I'm constantly 29, I'm eternally 18, but guess what? You're not. And accepting that number, loving it, and just anticipating it. I actually, the other day, I was like, is it too early to count the sleeps till my birthday? And I was like, September, October, November, December. If I start counting now, I'll probably forget and fuck up. But I would want to start counting now. That's how pumped I am for the fact that I'm going to actually be the 50.
Till January 7th?
I should put a countdown thing. They have apps where you can count down to a big event, right? So yeah, I'm manifesting, and
she won't tell me how many nights, but it's 3 months and 3 weeks.
Right on. 3 months and 3 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not good enough at math to figure that out. I've been programming myself since I was in my 30s and 40s to anticipate, want to be 50. I already can't wait to be 60. I got plans for when I'm 80, matey, because everything...
Because you're 8, matey.
Because everything, 80. I'm 80, matey, right? I'm going to be like a pirate all of my 80s, mateys, because it's going to rhyme. And I haven't dyed my hair since I was 40-something. So I figure when I'm 60, 66, or 72. Ooh, 72, because I'm born in 72. I figure when I'm 72, then I'm going to start dyeing my hair, probably bleach blonde or fucking just electric pink. And I'm going to start wearing bras again and hike up the boobs. Because people are used to me just free-flowing. That kind of freaks people out, especially women. They get freaked out by nipples that are not covered. But I figure I will freak people out in my 60s, 70s, or 80s by hiking them back up, sticking them mega cleavage, a lot of hair that's dyed, so anticipating ahead in the most amazing way. Because why? Nobody does it. Everybody does the opposite, right? And I'm not going to be that person. I know people who had almost a heart attack by turning 30. They were so fucking old and so scared. I was older in my 20s than I am today, right? So enough of that. That age is a program, and we're here to bust that. I always wonder what age you are, Bam. I can't figure you out. I can't figure out what age you are. And that's because I don't use age as like, it doesn't mean anything. Somebody in the stream, I don't know if you were in it, Bam, or who was there the other night. It was in Matt's live stream. Somebody was saying, a masculine was saying, you're not a real adult till you're 31. And I love when masculine do that, is because it's like that's what they consider for themselves. And then they think that everybody's not mature enough till they're 31. But it's like, dude, I know 14-year-olds who are like way more like, they've lived way more than some adults will ever live. And they were way more mature, and they've got it going on. They know what they know, and they can't be side railed, right? That judgment of age. I'm good with age gaps as well. My best relationship I ever had, we had 15 years of a difference between us. I was 33, he was 18, and everybody thought it was so scandalous until a couple weeks and a couple months later, when they couldn't imagine us not having been together since forever and a day. That's how for 4 years, we sustained a certain frequency together. I never had that with my husband, who was my age, and I certainly have never had it with another partner since, right? So glory be to age gap relationships, because they teach people that, believe me, you can be with somebody your exact age and nobody wants to hang out with you, right? Because you don't give off an energy. Or you can be in an age gap where people like are blown away because they would want to be you because they've never seen such love before, right? Michelle, binge cooking and binge trimming, all my needs would be met. You make your own cauliflower crust, Amy? Right on. That's amazing. That way says you have everything you need at every moment. Bamboo says, I'm okay with a regular pizza crust. Yeah, I like all types, right? You can get so many. Cauliflower crust is pretty good, and I can't really do the gluten-free dough. To me, it's kind of chalky. I get it. Hey, Heidi, I'm just catching up with the chat, but boom, you just nailed it. Organic Intelligence 313 says, LOL, I got carded the other day. Exactly. You will find that within these months, these times, the more that you radiate your light, the more that you are in your full authenticity, you will get carded and ID'd more right now at the age that you're at than you did in your youth. For real. No joke. I've been carded more in my 30s and 40s than I was in my early 20s. Why? Because when I was in my early 20s, I felt like I was like ancient. What I felt in my 20s is not what I feel now. How unaligned I was in my 20s. In my 20s, and when I was a teenager, I would get my period, I'd start menstruating, and I would be like, down for the count, right? Like, take me now. Right? There's no way to survive this month. That's how hard it was for me and my body to fucking assimilate being a woman. And now I'm in this phase where it's like, wee, bring it on, double periods a month, baby, because that empowers me. I like thrive from what I am as above, so below when I'm flowing. So the difference of me when me did not know myself, and the difference between me when me does know myself, right? Me does not think, like, me was young, me could have been embarrassed to buy stuff, me could have thought it was gross. Me does not think that anymore at all, right? And there's a reason we've been programmed of certain things with our menstruation, and that people, like, whatever the stuff, is because of how sacred it is. And when you empower yourself with that sacredness, your whole body doesn't react at all the same way anymore at all, right? Michelle says weird because David Castle and I are texting on the side talking about pizza right before you went on your pizza ramble. Oh, yeah. Michelle, yes, sweetie, we are. I'm being rewritten. Yes. Michelle says, I lifted Nate from the floor to carry him to bed. No issue, just one swoop 2 nights ago, and that was my ultimate confirmation. Yeah. Yeah, it would be funny, eh? What? Tom's on live doing music? I gotta catch up to the chat. You're not a licorice fan? Good, there's more for me. Busy day for you, Heidi? Right on. Enjoy your day, sweetie. Thanks for checking in. Michelle says, I really do too. You will binge cook and I'll binge clear and clean. Right on. Boom. Good, Heidi. I've had an amazing recalibration. I love that word. Recalibration. Since yesterday. Yeah, you too, eh? Organic Intelligence 313. I'm proud to be on level 51. Boom. Hey, Mary. 60 in October. Yes. Rawr. Thank you, Mary. How's it going? Yeah. Love that age. Rock it. Empower the number. Like, oh, yes. 369, Mary. Whoa, right? 369. That's all I gotta say about that. Michelle, you get it, eh? What I was saying? I know I put that out there really fast, but it is true. The frequency change in relationships. Yes, it really is. Organic intelligence. Yes, me too. I've always said that I will live up to 100 and up. As well, me too. And I believe that age is a program. We've been programmed to believe that even reaching 100 is a milestone, but I don't think that's right. I don't think that's real at all. I think that we are conceived to live much longer, and that if we hadn't have halted our progress by... Do you realize that when you're a teenager, you're told you know nothing, you're just a kid, and when you're 30, people are already making jokes about you being in your 30s. I see stuff on Instagram every single day putting down the age of 40. When I got up when I was a kid, I would jump out of bed. Now I'm 41 and I can barely bend down and put down my socks. And it's like, that's part of the fucking puppet show, right? All the fucking jokes. If you think you're going to be 40 and have trouble putting on your socks, you will. You will, because you've fallen into the programming. But if you believe you are going to rock and be more stronger, then you will. And how do you even like empower yourself with this? Find people that didn't work out, they didn't run, they didn't do things, and then they started doing that when they were 60, 70 years old. There's people all over the internet showing. In my life, I never did that. But then I took control and I started doing things when I was 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. There are people right now who run marathons and do swim and like triathlons that are like, whoosh, like it's mind-blowing. But, you know, the news and the media and, you know, movies won't start talking about these people. But if you look it up, if you want that, you press on one thing on YouTube and it's going to bring into your algorithms more of this vibration, right? Inspire yourself with stories of people who don't believe in their age and are doing exactly the opposite of what anybody else that age is going to do. For myself, I've always said I wanted to surf. I've never touched a surfboard. 50 is the age that it doesn't fucking matter how. If I have to fucking walk to Tofino, just, you know what I mean, to the Pacific, next year, it's happening. If I have to buy a fucking surfboard to try on Nipissing just to at least not have a paddleboard, because I tried that, to have a real surfboard to have on a Great Lake, then I'll do it. But that's it. Same with climbing. I've climbed and scrambled and hiked my whole life. But it's after 50 that I'm actually going to have access to rappel and to have the equipment. Right? Save some stuff for last. Good, Michelle. No physical pain. Organic. I'm a no hair color, no makeup, no bra kind of girl too. Don't you find it shocking though, Heidi? Or maybe in your reality it's not the same, but me, I find that women are more like, what the fuck about nipples than men, right? I actually wore a dress once that was like, it was like it's kind of like a goddess, I would call it a goddessy dress, where it's got the kind of style and is very long and very low cut. And I came downstairs, I was with my family, I was with my sister specifically, and I came downstairs and she looked at me and she was like, that's kind of, you know, and I was like, yeah, is it? And she's like, yeah, it's kind of revealing. I was like, okay, I'll go put a bra on. So I went upstairs and I put the one bra on that I, you know, carry around and never hardly wear. I put it on, so it hiked up my tits. And so then I was looking down at my boobs. I could lick my own boobs. And I went downstairs to show my sister, and she's like, oh, that's better. And I was like, I don't understand. I had a dress that barely showed any cleavage. It just, you know, was like this. But you could see a little nip, maybe, I don't know. But now you're telling me it's better because my tits are so far up, I could just sit there and look at the top of my boobs. She was insulted and didn't like the way that it looked free flow. But caged in and hiked up was okay. So the perception of women of that our boobs actually move, they're more bothered by that than when they're hiked up and, you know, on guard for thee. What the fuck? Sorry, but that makes no sense to me. Hey, A, why not B? Why did I say B? I meant to say 8. Where's Trace B? Hey, why not 8? Hey there, everyone. Hey, how's it going? My battery life is just like being sucked dry as I speak. Good, Michelle. Yup, I'm taking pics now in less clothes than I did in my 20s. And that's important because guess what? If you don't do it now, in 25 years, you're going to be looking at your body and you're going to be thinking, what the fuck? Why didn't I do that then? Why wasn't I comfortable when I was a certain size? Did you ever in your life, and then you look back on pictures of where you were uncomfortable in yourself and you thought you were fat, and then you look at a picture from that era of your life and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking? Not only was I like fucking hot, but like, you know, whatever little roundness was there was beautiful, right? So to look at yourself now and value it, keep, you know what I mean? Cherish it. It's important. And everybody fluctuates. It's so like talked about for women. But one of the things, when I was with my family last month, you know what I mean? I had an intimate conversation with my little cousin, who's 37 now with 3 kids. And one of his biggest, rudest, eye-awakening things was becoming a father, and how, you know, finishing the kids' plate, not being as active in his life the same way. He said he had gained so much weight. Meanwhile, I was looking at him and he's like, I've lost some now. I'm starting to be re-comfortable. And he's naming the numbers of his weight and... right? I don't do numbers. And I looked at him, I was like, that's the thing that they never tell men. You guys fluctuate as much as we do. But it's so common that it's a woman thing that men don't talk about it to other men. And it's not, you know, talked about commonly that you will fluctuate and, you know, what it feels like to not be able to fit into your clothes when, you know, if you were in your 30s before you started to fluctuate and have how it doesn't take very long, and all of a sudden you don't fit in your clothes and you don't recognize yourself, you know. So, but the fluctuation is part of the energies, and it's part of what's needed at the time, right? It's okay. Yes. Yeah, my best Scorpio. The Cubs grow up and they take a different path. Yeah, Michelle, you gave birth at 43. I was 39 for Lily Rose. Exactly, organic intelligence was like 30 was so old in my mind. Yeah, I get it. I remember being like a young child or a teenager and thinking that 20-year-olds were so old, right? So, and then when you get there and you're like, I still know nothing. I thought I was supposed to all of a sudden be adulty, right? And I'm still, like, I'm pushing 50, gonna be 50 in a couple months. And it's like, when am I gonna ever feel like I'm like an adult and I'm the maturest one in the room with a bunch of kids? You know, and not to say that I'm not mature or stuff like that, but the just, you know, it's just a number. I'm gonna leave it if I let it all. How far behind am I in the chat, guys? Right on. Heidi, that's awesome. I love the way you were guided to check, eh? Today I looked at my YouTube and I have 369 subs. Yes. Right on. Yeah, I do. I don't like singing happy birthday so much. I get it. I more like do that thing of like the Beatles. You say it's your birthday. Happy birthday is a spell. Yeah. It's like a song, just like a children's rhyme, like a kind of a spell. Yeah. That's why as well, I'll tend, you guys will see when it's somebody's birthday. I'll sometimes write happy birthday, but other times I'll write bun fight. A fight is a party, right? Happy party. No, I have not, Scorpio. Gwen, have you done the crystal over a map to find the place? No, I haven't. I haven't. Why not 8? I feel better now than I did in my 20s, and I'm 51. Exactly. And the more that you always gravitate to people, things, events, and routines that empower you, the more that you harness that fountain of youth within, and it just naturally emanates from you, right? It just naturally emanates. And that's why you know, when you're looking around and wonder, you know, just, you know, when you're looking around your reality and you're thinking like, I'm the only one, like there's nobody around here that's like, you know, woke or feels like I do. But that inner glow of people does show, right? So you can go into a coffee shop, for example, and look at the employees and their aura energy. They're so young. They're in their, like, you know what I mean? But they're not giving off the energy of youth. I said this the other day about someone, and I didn't mean it in a rude or mean or cocky or, you know, vain way. I said, this woman does not emanate youth the way that I do. And one of the ways that it's easy to tell is how self-conscious she was when she was speaking, but that she wanted to be seen as youthful. But you can't just want to be seen as that. You have to embody it for it to just pour out of you. It's like you, Michelle, you have that thing as well where, you know what I mean? Like, it just, you know, it just is. And the more that sometimes we don't even realize, because it just is how we are, it just flows, right? Frequency doesn't lie. Frequency doesn't lie. Vanity, jealousy, envy, like there's nothing right now that can be hidden. So when people aren't comfortable in themselves, they can say what they want, but is that how they really feel inside, right? Exactly, organic intelligence 313 at 212 you wrote, leveling up, not aging. Yes, Mary. If we eat the right foods, take the right supplements. I don't really use supplements, but I do resonate with it. I just don't really, it's not my path right now. Then we will be stronger than ever. We were told the wrong things to put into our bodies. Exactly. And when the self listens to self, everything changes. So what does that mean? If you actually listen to yourself and what you need, you can be in a mother with a house with your mate, so two adults, and let's say you got 3 children. Do you actually eat at the same time as everybody else? Do you prepare the same foods for everyone all the time because it's simpler that way? Or do you assimilate what everybody needs and the times? One of the biggest programs that we are under is thinking that we have to eat a certain amount of meals a day at certain times. So when we assimilate to a regular human routine and eat at lunchtime and supper time with other people, but our body's not even hungry, but we programmed it that, we can eat at that time. But if you actually live like a wolf and listen to only when you are hungry when to eat, you will just naturally fast. You don't need to plan a fast. You're just not hungry. So you just don't eat so much, or you just pick for what tastes good. You just grab a little bit of fruit and that was enough, right? And that's one of the hardest things, is because we believe, and it is true, food is a memory. Food is where we sit, we gather, we talk about our day. But think about it. We're in a generation now where just getting everybody to sit at the table and wanting to talk doesn't always work. But if everybody was eating at the times that they're actually hungry, the food is there. And, and that depends, because the same way as like when you're one woman and you menstruate, and when you hang around with other people, they menstruate at the same time. Well, it would be just normal as well that most households would gravitate to be hungry at certain times, but maybe not exactly. And we're born being told when we're supposed to eat. Babies will naturally cry or just get fussy when they're hungry. But mothers automatically want to put them on a schedule of what they need, right? So it's the biggest thing that we take the sovereignty away from our children as soon as they're born, because we want them to assimilate to our routine. We won't just let them be born and then they choose, right? That's it. Baby knows when he's hungry. You don't whip out your boob and breastfeed a kid that's not hungry. But some people, you know what I mean? That's where it starts. It starts by being in school and being told when is lunchtime, when is snack time. Some kids are starving 2 hours after breakfast, but snack time's a half an hour away. So that half hour where their body has to rewire itself days and days and year after year, right? In my day, we weren't allowed to have water, even in a classroom, the whole time. We were barely allowed, if we lifted up our hands, to say, "May I go get a drink of water, please, sir?" To go, right? We were told, no, wait till recess. You wanted to go to the bathroom when you were in class, you get told, there's 10 more minutes till recess. There's 10 more minutes till lunchtime. 10 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, but it rewires our whole body, our whole life. Like even work is that way, depending on where you work, right? You work 9 to 5, your break is here, your thing is here, your thing is there. Can I decide when I want it? Right? I don't eat at a certain time, but I need to stop working every hour for 5-10 minutes. Can I choose? Or do you get told when you have to? It's huge, right? The layers of the programming and how normal it becomes to assimilate to everything else but your own body. I've worked in places where I was in kitchens and restaurants where people were shocked when I was saying, like, okay, go take a break, go eat. Well, I've never actually eaten. They never let me eat. Well, it's not just illegal for you not to have a break. I need you to be strong. I need you to be able to handle the rest. Like, I need you to handle the rest of the shift. Go eat. People walking into work that's saying, I had such a busy day, I didn't have time to eat. Well, then eat now. I have to start my shift. No, you have to eat now. You can start your shift by eating as you do something maybe, but I need you to be strong, right? Because that person that didn't get a chance to eat, instead of like, oh yeah, you're right, you didn't get a chance to eat, you can eat later, and when you have your break, and you worked enough that you earned your pay. It's like, no, you need to eat now, right? You're hungry, eat. You thirsty, go get water. You need to go to the bathroom, go. It's huge. You get it, eh, Heidi? Yeah, men don't mind, mostly girls, exactly. Yeah, Mary wins. You get it too, eh, Mary? Yup, Jen, women are very nervous. Or you write a bit nervous about nipples. I say very nervous. Seriously. Right on. You guys know each other? That's beautiful. I'm just going to go through the chat and see. Thanks for being here, Bam. I know you're probably already gone because it was like 13 minutes ago, but... My best Scorpio sins. We can do it with a bar of chocolate under us. Oh, yeah. Oh, Michelle. Me too. Since reconnecting with you in March, I'm a totally different person. Empowered. Empowered by association, Michelle. I forget which deck of mine that's written in, one of the cards, but empowerment by association. We are stronger together, eh, baby girl? I love you. Yeah, Michelle. Energy and frequency do not lie, ever. Numbers as well. When you know what you know about your numbers. And the only thing that lies is us to ourselves. I've had red flags where I'm telling myself, energy don't lie, frequency don't lie. This person is like amazing. And it's like the universe is telling me like, okay, why do you think that? Well, because energy doesn't lie. And then the universe shows me like, yeah, you weren't reading the energy properly, right? Hey, SMS, I'm just catching up to the chat. How's your day? Hey, Anita. How are things going? Thanks for sharing your koala bear. And that was a vulture, I'm going to assume, the other picture. I never seen a vulture like that in real life. We ain't got those around here, Anita. And I love vultures so much. There's a story, I forget how it goes exactly, but it's like I don't know, where all of the animals had a chance to do something and only the vulture went high enough, and that's why they have the red. He got burnt. The vultures got burned by the sun. I forget what the story is, or even like enough of it to recount it, but I think turkey vultures are some of the most beautiful birds, and I pity the fool who says that they are not beautiful in front of me, because I have brought grown men to their fucking knees of what beauty is, right? Because one time I was watching a turkey vulture over me on the beach, and a man next to me was looking up, and he was like, oh, those birds are so ugly. And I was like, why? Because their heads are different than other birds? And I just kept on looking up. Meanwhile, he didn't have much hair, and he understood exactly what I was saying to him. It's like, you gonna call the fucking bird ugly? Like, just don't, right? Same with seagulls. I love seagulls. Don't mess with a seagull and say that they're a shithawk. I still call them that sometimes for fun, but a little bit of respect goes a long way. You emoji hopping this morning, SMS? I say this morning and it's 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
You did 15 hours live? You're still kicking? Right on. That was cool to see you guys for a bit in the middle of the night. all morning. It was neat. I wasn't able to focus and stay. And it was like my eyes couldn't catch up and read the chat, but my ears, everything was just saying like, say hi and just go, because I couldn't focus on it. It's nice seeing you all together and being able to pop in a bit though. Tired but happy, Scorpio, right on. A lot of singing. Anita, you went and you just got back. How am I? I'm doing good. Very tired. I was on a roll of a lot of sleep, and I hardly got any sleep last night, so I'm very tired. And in a good way though. But it's like I'm almost like, I missed like dream time stuff, which is weird, but yeah, Meeps was there when I went. Meeps, Crafty, some dude, I can't remember his name because I don't know him, not meaning to disrespect. I forget if there was somebody else. Nice turnout though, eh? You see how that we don't all sleep, right? There was like 4 or 5 people on the panel, and at least, 5 or 10 in the chat, which is, a lot, right? It was Michael that was here yesterday. Oh yeah? He's a good dude. I wasn't able to read his name because I didn't go grab my glasses. Which Michael? The Michael that comes and plays and is gone to play dominoes? I'm not aware of who that is. Right on. In Greece. Cool beans. Right on. Neat. You okay, dude? My hair is driving me nuts. So I think that way said that Tom was live, so we're going to check Tom.
Slipperiness. I need slipperiness because it gets a little bit.
Michelle, can I'm free. You double dipping, eh, girl? Gotcha.
Let's give a tune. Tune up. I'm going to move this camera slightly back so you can see my face. Sorry. It's still not rising. It needs to go up slightly.
I'm just writing, Tommy, I got you live on my live. Hey, sweetie. Oh, he can't hear me? I can't stream at the same time. I'm caught up with the chat, so.
Right. What are we going to have then?
That new guitar, guys.
I'm forgetting what I'm doing. I'm forgetting my own name. What's my name? Right, should we go back?
I'm going to share it in case anybody here does not have Tom's link. Tom is Juice from the Sky. Tom's been with me on my journey since ever. Seriously, Tom is one of my true blue. We've been through calling each other names and back, man. And that's how it works sometimes, right? It's not always easy. We don't always get along. We're not always at the frequency. But guess what? We do always come back when we're meant to be best buddies.
That was a good choice.
For real.
I mean, we're gonna have to go to.
Yeah, I'm just still so proud that way you're laughing. I'm just still so proud. When he was mad at me, he called me a bad word. And it was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of him that he called me that bad word, because guess what? He needed to fucking say it, and he did. I was so proud of him. I got more respect for Tom, who's actually called me the stuff, said the fucking stuff right to me, right? Than other people who hide in the background think it all the time. Because once he got it out, He was pretty sorry a little bit after, and we never got looked back from then, right? Trace Beam, he just called you earlier. Hey, sweetie. Just gonna share it here in case anybody doesn't have it. Where is it? There. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Turn it up a bit. I think I'm gonna stop my stream, guys. First of all, I've been on for 2.5 hours, and I'd rather just grab myself some food and listen to Tom like 100%. 144, it's 14:41 Eastern time, and depending on how my day goes, maybe I'll do a stream or hook up with somebody tonight. As well, I won't be around again till Monday most likely, or maybe Tuesday even. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and see family this weekend. So there's a couple things I want to binge cook. Like I said earlier, I want to binge cook a little bit. And so dragging out my stream to listen to a double stream just seems really illogical to me. So I love you guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for gathering. And I'm gonna, yes, wrapping you with protection, Heidi. Lots and lots. Loves you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna just go and get food ready and listen to Tom. Love you guys.